Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear honorable judges and respected audience, first of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God. It is because of Him I am able to stand here doing speech virtually in front of you. Secondly, may salawat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who had brought us from the darkness to this bright modern era that we live in today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diska Listiana from Ajibarang State Senior High School, standing here to deliver my speech with the special theme, Gen Z for the Golden Indonesia 2045. Speaking of Gen Z, do you know what the term actually means? Well, Gen Z is basically the name of people, generation of people, who were born between 1997 and 2012. Now, are you yourself considered a Gen Z? It's okay if you're not. It's literally popular these days for people calling certain generation as Gen Z. There are even some general assumptions, mostly bad, about us. For example, that Gen Zs are lazy, we have a lot of mental health issues, we are screen and social media addicts, we are impatient and seeking for instant gratification. Meanwhile, the theme of my speech here is Gen Z for the Golden Indonesia 2045. The big question now appears. With all those assumptions I've mentioned before, are we Gen Z actually capable of holding the 2045 era? Let's take a look at the reality. Generally speaking, the main goal of our country that is set to be achieved in 2045 is definitely to go from a developing country into a developed one. Developed here is expectedly to be in almost every aspect in life. Economy, education and technology, and healthcare. Those three things based on United Nations Development Program are three important aspects of Human Development Index. In other words, those three aspects determine whether a country is considered a developed nation or not. Let's see how well Indonesia as a developing country is doing in one of the three aspects, which is education. Why do I especially choose education? Well, simply because it's the topic we're really familiar with and we still have a lot of things to work on it. So let me give you some statistics. PISA, or Program for International Students Assessment results, shows that our students' ability rank is in the 71st position among 77 countries. The majority of our students are poor in terms of mathematics, science, and reading literacy. To make it even worse, UNESCO stated that our interest in reading books is extremely low. Our literacy score is in the second position from the bottom. How awful is that? Now, what can we do about that? To be honest, there are still a lot of homework for us. Corrupt government, poor health facilities, and low quality human resource. But I think the main problem, the core problem or the root of all of that is only one: character demoralization. A country filled with people who's lacking in good characters tend to face more difficulties in reaching development. Just imagine this. Let's say someone has a bad personality. He then eventually grew up being a corrupt government official. He uses all the government's money that's supposed to fund the national education, but instead he uses it all for his personal contentment. On the other hand, there are a lot of passionate students who are hungry of knowledge and education, but because of this one corrupt government official, they who deserve to get fully funded scholarship until they graduate from college, they just end up quitting their dream. Their social status remain the same, and this cycle will start over and over like a vicious circle. See, it's all a matter of character, personality. I think giving concrete solutions like providing qualified teachers, increasing nutritional food for children, and modifying the national curriculum are too mainstream. Because no matter how smart you are, your intelligence is useless if you don't have good manners. Let's take a real example from Japan. Japan has been a fast developing country throughout the decades. Aside from the people's intelligence and their advanced technology, Japanese people are also known for being disciplined. They read a lot, they have hardworking ethic, they don't litter. So many good things can be mentioned when it comes to Japanese people. See, what I'm trying to say here is we really need to implement good characters, behavior, and attitude based on Pancasila values, because that's why we're called Pelajar Pancasila. Lastly, I would like to end this speech with a special quote by John F. Kennedy. He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but instead ask yourself, what can you do for your country?" That's all for my speech. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.